Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and I'm back. Maybe. We'll see, and we'll get to that. But, it's been a bit. I haven't done a watercolor painting in over a month now, and that feels weird. Well, I guess I have, because we're watching the footage, so you know what I mean. And yeah, I took the month of September off. I talked about this in my prior video, or 2 videos ago. I was just really exhausted and I needed some time off to kind of recuperate and relax and get out of burnout. And the last month has been something else. So I don't really feel recuperated or rested, but I do feel ready to paint again. I'm not going to overdo it though. So if later this month I don't have time or energy to do my second video, because I normally post every other week, I'm just not going to. So this is a trial. And even this one, I really wanted to do something a little bit more detailed and spend a little bit more time on it, but the universe just has a way of getting in the way of plans. So it's okay. So this painting is in my Etchr B5 sketchbook with cold pressed paper, and I'm using my Roman Szmal palette, which somehow became like my favorite palette lately to work with. The brushes are Tintoretto, Princeton, Neptune, and I think the other one is Tintoretto too. So those are the supplies. My plan for this one was actually to do something for Drawtober. Initially, I wanted to start at the beginning and do the vampire prompt followed by the Shapeshifter and just, do all the prompts. But this one kind of ended up being a little bit of a hybrid between the vampire and the Shapeshifter, and I made some changes to it to make it more Shapeshifter leaning, I guess. But I only have so much time and energy, so I'm just thrilled I painted something. I had a really good time doing this. I thought I was going to have a really difficult time getting into the painting process, but I was quite happy. I was tired, but I really enjoyed painting this one. I'd wanted to spend more time on it, but I had to call it because there was so much to do. So it finishes a bit prematurely, but that's okay. So let's backtrack. What's going on? So, So in August, I said I wanted to take some time off, partly to go to DragonCon and partly just to recuperate. I don't remember exactly how I put it, but my DragonCon trip actually got canceled last minute because my cat ended up being hospitalized. She's home. She's doing better, but they are still trying to figure out if it's just irritable bowel disease or something else. So we're still undergoing tests. We've been spending a lot of time back and forth with the vet. But yeah, having her hospitalized for a couple days and everything that followed has just been really hard. So yeah, definitely was feeling that. And then man, I don't even remember. It's just been like one thing after another lately. I do live in Florida. Luckily, I wasn't directly impacted by Hurricane Helene, because she definitely impacted the West Coast. I do have family on the West Coast and in the center of the state, so they're okay. But now we're getting ready for Milton, who is a giant, scary boy out there. Yeah, and I'm sincerely worried about that. Tampa Bay area has not been hit by a hurricane since 1921, and every time one has come close and looked like it might make landfall in Tampa, it was a big scare because Tampa can't handle the storm surge. There's just too much water around, and I have family over there, so I'm a little concerned right now. Hopefully everyone's okay. Still don't know precisely where it's going to end up. And despite the fact he's a Cat 5 currently, he's supposed to downgrade to a 3, which is still bad, but not nearly as bad. Granted, Katrina downgraded to a 3, so you never know. Storm surge can be scary. So yeah, I'm on the other side of the state. So we are still prepping. It's just constantly prepping. So a little worn down. And if you hear banging noises in the background, my neighbors are putting up their shutters, I think, on both sides of the house right now. So it's a little noisy. We have most of our prep done, so we'll wrap it up tomorrow and be good to go. Yeah, it is what it is. We live in Florida. It's a possibility. Unfortunately, it's becoming it's occurring a lot more often than it used to, and that's scary. So yeah, and then I don't know, I may have mentioned this, our roof, I don't think I mentioned this, we're getting a new roof too. So our roof is not leaking or anything, but it did have some early wear, so we fortunately got approved for our warranty claim, so we are working to get a new roof as well. So that's been a big operation, and yeah, hopefully we could wait it out until after hurricane season, so that would be great. And then yeah, like I said, it really feels like one thing after another. I don't need to go into everything, but we're hanging in there. But this painting process was just really relaxing. It's really what I needed at the time. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much time as I wanted to spend on it because I had to get back to, wasn't expecting to be doing hurricane prepping this weekend, but here we are. So yeah, good times, man. Good luck. If anyone else is in Florida, or even, gosh, if you were affected by Helene, sending you my best wishes. I know that doesn't mean much, or even Beryl earlier in the year. It's been a really bad year, so wishing you all the best. And good luck with the upcoming one. And any ones that follow it, I'd like to pretend this one's going to be the last one, but got to be realistic. So all that out of the way, back to the painting. So this, like I said, is kind of like trying to go with a shapeshifter thing. So I kind of wanted to go with like a similar pose for a vampire thing. My original plan, so first of all, taking a step back, Drawtober is an art challenge hosted by a few different artists for the month of October every year. And it's basically, I'm not sure exactly why it started, but it was a good alternative to Inktober because it was draw in whatever mediums you want and whatever style you want. And there's usually, I think, like 5 to 6 prompts, so it's not as overwhelming. You could spend more time on each one. They're totally cool with pre-prepping if you want to do big things or something. It's just about posting it the week, and I think usually the prompt list comes out in early September, so you have some time to plan ahead, which I absolutely did not do. And my original plan, I wanted to do like kind of old-timey style portraits for each of the, I'm trying to think what it was: vampire, shapeshifter, witch, something else, and then monster, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, I originally wanted to, maybe it was undead. I think undead might have been one. But yeah, I originally wanted to do like some kind of old-timey portraits in like ornate looking frames, with the frames being part of the painting, not a frame I'd make. And then have it all like together. So that was my original plan. Obviously didn't work. I didn't get the time to pre-plan. I also wanted to start, and I kind of did start retaking Justin Donaldson's oil painting class, but I gave up after 1 week. I just did not have the capacity for it. And I went through the first week, started the second week, watched the videos, and just could not find the time to paint. So I definitely do want to get back into oil painting soon. Hoping I'll have some time later this year, because I really do want to get better at that. And I do find it a lot of fun. It's just, it takes a lot more for me to get started with an oil painting, partly because it's newer and partly because the setup and teardown time is a lot longer. With watercolor, I could just pull out my palette, pull out some water, and I'm good to go. With oil painting, it's a lot more cleaning and prep. Oh yeah, and then when I'm done with the watercolor, I just walk away and it's fine. The brushes just need to be rinsed from time to time. You're good. It's fine. But yeah, just need to be able to find time where I could really dedicate like several hours to painting in a single day, and yeah, that's ideal. So yeah, for this, I kind of knew what I was going to do going into it with the colors, and then I'm not sure I quite did that, but I liked how it came out. I had fun with this one. There were a couple things I really did struggle with, and it was just my constant noodling. I really want to get better at laying down like bolder shadows early on and just sticking with them and stop fidgeting with, or just messing with them, messing them up, redoing them. One of these days I'm going to get better at that. I also didn't quite get to finish the hands, or the hand, so I really wanted it to be more detailed, but that's okay. It happens. I also thought I was going to paint the background black or something, but that didn't happen. Didn't have time, and it's okay. So yeah, that was where I wanted to go with it, but still, I'm just happy to be painting. I had a good time doing it, and that's all you can ask for, really. So, a little break from the craziness of life. I'm being a real downer today. I'm sorry. But no, I am happy to be back. Just because everything's going to be unpredictable in the near term, I just can't commit to keeping up with videos. And as things get to the holiday season, it's always a little bit more chaotic. Also, like I said, we're going to be getting the new roof put on. So that's going to be a little chaotic around the house. And we still don't know what's going to happen with Juno. So we'll see. We do have our follow-up appointment with the doctor. We're supposed to get the final results on Friday. So as long as the storm doesn't impact us too badly and we can maintain that appointment, we should be good. We were actually in tropical storm conditions when we had our last appointment. I thought it was going to get canceled, and it didn't. At least this time we won't be in storm conditions. It's just depends on how things are after the storm. But the vet's really close, so hopefully they all do well, we all do well, and we can make the appointment happen. Man, I'm trying to think of like something like more uplifting to talk about. I'm just such a bummer right now. So yeah, otherwise, I guess what else has been going on? Not much. Well, okay, it's been a little while, so let's see. I played Astrobot, which was super fun. I hadn't been playing a lot of video games more recently, but Astrobot was one that I definitely had to play because I loved the little game that came with I think it was Astro's Playroom, came with the PlayStation 5, and I adored that. And Astrobot absolutely lived up to it. And it was just right now, like a game of that length is perfect for me. After that, I started playing the DLC for Persona 3 Reload, which is not working for me. It's a bit too long for my current capacity to play video games, which I'm about to really make a mess of because Metaphor Refantasio comes out in like 4 days. I don't think I'm going to get that on release day, but that one I really want to play, but I know it's going to be a really long game, and it's going to be put on the shelf for a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, I played Persona 3 when it first came out, and then didn't have money to buy FES, so I never played that the what's now the DLC, the answer episode I guess before, so it's finally playing it after all these years, so that's exciting. And then in terms of like just other things, books, I've been rereading the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, which I read originally. I think I started reading it when the first 2 books were out, and then I've been getting each book as they've come out since. So with the 5th book and kind of final book in the storyline coming out this year, it felt like forever. So I've been rereading it, mostly reading the physical copies, but luckily Hoopla has the audiobooks. So when I'm driving or painting, I can listen to that and get a few extra chapters in that way, which is helping it be a little faster because they're really long books. And I get really tired holding big fat books. I don't have them on Kindle. Most books I have like digitally, but that one, not so much. And it's slow going. They're really large books. I kind of forgot precisely how long they are. But, man, I love that series. It definitely slows down with Oathbringer, which is where I am at now. But Words of Radiance was still just so good. And then, yeah, I've been reading... I started Red Country by Joe Abercrombie, so I'm finally getting back to finishing up the First Law standalones so I could get to the second First Law trilogy, hopefully before his next book comes out. Not that it's related, I just want to catch up. And yeah, I don't remember what else I've been doing, what else I've been reading. It's been a weird time, man. Oh, hanging in there. But yeah, I'm sure everything's going to be fine, at least for our coast with the storm. It's going to be wind, it's going to be rain. We'll power through it. Milton's looking really scary, and even though logically we know it's going to calm down before he hits, he's going to downgrade quite a bit. It's just hard to believe when he's ramping up so much. So it's more paranoia than reality right now, but you got to be prepared and do the best you can. We got food, we got water, we will be okay. Otherwise, it's just, yeah, anxiety. So yeah, next time I do a video, and like I said, I don't know if it'll be in 2 weeks. Hopefully it'll be a happier update, and hey, I could talk about things like British Bake Off, because that came back, and that's like my happy place. I love that show. So yeah, I won't spoil anything. But yeah, otherwise, hopefully, yeah, by the next video things are going a lot better, and I could update in a much more positive and upbeat manner, and not sounding exhausted like I've been moving furniture all day like I have. So that will be better. We'll get there. Hanging in there. It'll be fine. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves. If you were impacted by one of the storms or going to be impacted, wishing you the best. I know it's hard. I went through 2004 and did not want to go through this stuff again. So yeah. Otherwise, if I do make another video in October, it's probably going to be another Drawtober prompt, because I do like the prompt list, and maybe one day I'll finish them all up, even though it's super delayed. That's okay. Yeah. I got nothing else. I got no more brain power. I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed. So I will talk to you guys later. And I think that's some old Holbein white. I forgot that supply. I use that too. It's just on the palette. It's like really dried up and crusty, but it still works. So just a couple final touches, and I will talk to you in a future video, whenever that may be. And I don't have time to redo this voiceover with something better and more positive, because I need to go do other stuff. So take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.